Welcome to Ascent. I'm Fiery Grace the Gifted, and today we have a message for anyone, divine feminine or divine masculine, who has done the work and knows that there is something big on the horizon. So, whether you are itching to get started or even questioning, how any of the huge changes that are coming could even be for you, this is your reading. So, tune in, claim your season of abundance, people. It is time. I've already blessed and shuffled. I'm going to split so we can check on the energies, and then we will get started. Okay. So I'm going to put this to the side for now. But let's look at these. Okay. Death. Six of Cups. And release the past, change. We're right on target here. Okay. So this is about moving into a season that fits who we are, who we truly want to be, without all the added baggage of how, and you know what I mean? Like, is it really time or not? No, it's like, you know what? I feel it. I feel like it's time. I feel like whether it's about reunion or not, I don't know. I know it's time. But what I'm struggling with is I have felt this way before. So how can I trust that it's really the change I believe is coming? How can I trust that I'm actually ready? What if that was the reason why nothing changed before? And it says, believe, okay? There is something that is holding you back, probably in your memory bank, something that happened in the past that is leading you to believe that everything is always going to be the same. And I really warn the Divine Feminine Collective against thinking like that, because that's exactly how our Divine Masculines tend to think before they become awakened. So, all right, energetically, we are releasing the past. Things are changing. We can see how. What are we not considering about this? Wow, unexpected revelations. See, some of you haven't had that revelation yet. For some of you, that's why you watch these readings. Whether you're a lifetime tarot watcher or someone who is using this in their current ascension stage to help them understand the downloads and messages. If you're here right now, this is where you come for that clarity. And I think that there's something here that you are going to see the truth of the situation that is going to help you understand how these changes are even possible for you. Now, what is it that is holding you back or keeping you stuck? What do you need to know? It's the Emperor. I obviously, this could mean your person, especially for divine feminines. If we're thinking of our person as an emperor, okay, yes, this could also mean you taking authority in your life, you making the decision that it's going to be a certain way rather than letting some other part or some other person lead you forward. So this is big. And here, the reason why, and I know this is going to be tough, this applies to the divine masculines that are on schedule. This applies to the divine masculines that, whether we're aware or not, are coming around. This reading is not just for divine feminines. So this says that the divine masculine and divine feminine collective are both being held back by something they're remembering, something in their mind, but they're also moving forward mainly because there is something in them that knows it's time to take authority. I'm not doing this way anymore. There's that 10, that completion energy. And what we end up with here is 10 of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. This is a decision to be happy, whether it's because when we were young, we always wanted it, or whether it's because now that we've reached this point in our ascension or our awakening in our life, we just understand, you know what? No, it's time, dang it. I deserve this. This is what I've been working towards, and I'm not going to give up on it. So, last thing, what has to change? What is it that we're releasing? What are we going to go through What will be revealed to us as this season finally comes to an end? As we finally get to leave behind some of this stuff that started back in 2015, some of this stuff started in 2017, 2018, 2019. Enough is enough. I mean, am I right? So what do we need to know? Whew. Death and the Tower? Let's go, you guys. This is huge. Oh, this is huge. Okay. So here, let's clear these energies out. Split, 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 and split. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and get our spread set up. So what's going on with you guys? We're coming into the end of this season. We're approaching some pretty important energies. What's up with you? Are you good? Are you excited? What do we need to know today? Ooh. Okay. I don't know why this is calling out. Let's put that to the side, and I can go over there. You're calmer. Oh, we got new members. What's up, members? Shout out to all the members who are here today. Shout out to all the mods. Ooh, calming energy. Interesting. Who else is feeling calm? Well, we can say calmer. Yeah. We're going to take 2, huh? Okay. There's 1. Oh, okay. So the collective in general, we're feeling calmer. Okay. What was it that wasn't calm before? Because I feel calmer too, but I don't know if we're feeling the same thing. You know what I mean? Was that 2? I have to take that. Okay. And then you come in. Oh my gosh. Okay, she turned around, so I'm going to take her. 1 more. Ooh, you're sticking straight up. Okay. All right, and now what, Grace? Gonna put them together or separate or what? I don't know. How about like this? Boom, boom, and then boom, and then maybe another that, and then that, and then this, and then this. All right. This is what I was led to do. This is what we're going to do. Okay, guys? So, oh, thank you, Jamie. Oh, an 1111. Thank you so much for sending those good vibes this way. I really, really appreciate that. Okay. Again, I do think it's important for us to recognize that the calm that we're probably experiencing has something to do with the fact that have you seen that image where someone's holding on to a rope and their hand is red, but then they open their hand and it's still red, but it no longer is actively painful. So it's like, what are we letting go of? There's been a big energy across the collective of divine feminines letting go of the old approach to their journey. Some even letting go of false twins or just kind of releasing a certain need for reunion. But there's been so much more than that. There's a lot more people focused on what comes next. So who is this reading for? Who's going to see the benefits of this new energy? Like who in the collective, in terms of divine masculines and divine feminines, what can we know about who we are, what we've been doing? Okay, I don't know how, but this came in reversed. I don't know if you know this, but I typically keep my decks upright, so if something comes in reverse, I take it. The fact that the Ten of Swords comes in reverse says this is people who struggled to embrace the changes, struggled to move forward for numerous reasons for many, many years. This is people who may have even had to deal with divine increasing their discernment through many, many tests. So this says, this is not, if you're just kind of dealing with something right now, this reading might not resonate because it's going to be a little bit deep. if you're, if it's just in the moment, something you're probably never going to experience again, this is something that almost like years ago, you told yourself, okay, this is it. This is the thing. And then you did things and you went forward. And maybe 6 months or a year later, you said, okay, no, maybe this is the thing. This is the change. And you've been doing that dance again for at least 3 years. At least 3 years. So, sure, this could have something to do with your divine masculine in reunion, but it probably has to do with your whole ascension process. But what this says is you have been done and like over with the major changes for a while. And you're starting to question if you're even on the right path at all, which is weird because you know you are. See, this is the weird part. I don't get the vibe that this is someone who's confused. I don't get the vibe that this is someone who has been unsure. I don't get the vibe that this is someone who's been avoiding the work. I get the vibe that this is someone who was willing to do whatever it took. And the real surprise came in and said, there was a lot more. There was a lot more than you thought. So when you said, hey, I'll do whatever it takes, you meant it. But what you did not realize is what you could see was just the tip of the iceberg. So this is really deep because it says, who is this reading for? Anyone and everyone who has been working their ass off to try to get through to that thing, that next phase, that whatever. And frankly, they should have been there a while ago. Frankly, they should have experienced the new energy and things should have been different to the point where they have every right to question things. They have every right because they're not, I feel it. I'm in this. We're not stupid, you guys. We're not. It's not like we're just completely unaware of what's going on. It's just that we're trying to be divine. We're trying to be logical. And we're willing to admit if it's us. So we go and we look because it's just like, look, I'm trying to figure out everything. I have looked under every stone. I've left no stone unturned. Maybe it's me. And divine comes to you today and says, no, it's not you. And I'm proud of you. Because the fact that you were willing, after all the work you've done, to still look within says you are so much more divine than you give yourself credit for. So who is this reading for? Those of us who have been dealing with something for many, many years, and we're starting to question if it was ever the right thing, because at this point, that's the logical thing to do. It almost seems as if divine is going to say no. And now we're wondering, did I do the wrong thing? Do I deserve the wrong thing? I mean, we don't want it to be true, but we're willing to acknowledge it. That's humility. I feel weird because I'm saying that, and now because I included myself, it feels weird to say that's humility. I'm not being humble, but you guys are. I'll say that. So, okay, all right. What do these people need to know? What do we need to know is already past, done, and over with? Because what did we see? We saw the death card, and we saw the tower card. Okay, so obviously, and the fact that the reading is starting off with the Ten of Swords reversed and saying, this thing has been long done and over with. It's just that the new phase, the new cycle, the new beginning, the portal didn't open. It wasn't time yet. Some of us are so ahead of the game that we get to the portal. It's like getting to the airport 16 days early for your flight. and you got there early. Oh my gosh. I remember I was homeschooled for 8th grade. I did all the school year, the school year for, 8 months? I did it in 3 months. And I remember being so bored the rest of the school year. And it's like, you did that. You worked your ass off. You know that you tend to finish first. Or maybe you know that you just poured every ounce of energy you had into this thing. And then you got there early and forgot that. You forgot your early arrival. Ooh, 11 on the dot when I say that. So here's what you need to know. Here's what you've been missing. What is this? Dreams of change? Whoa. Hold on. This is 13. Dreams of change has already passed, is already done and over with. Hold on. I need to read this for interpretation. Ooh, and it opened right to it, didn't it? Sure did. Now we're talking. Things are going very well and you're experiencing true growth. This is a destiny ride you were meant to take. And while it's had a bumpy start, this venture could end up being a winner. Wow. The dream, the hope, the wish, the maybe, the plans not working out, and constantly having to feel like maybe if I tweak this or tweak that or tweak this or tweak that. I don't know about you guys, but I have been having some vivid dreams. I mean, it's been years that these have been happening, but I've noticed like every couple of months they become more and more clear. I remember the details even more, and I'm dreaming a lot about the future. A lot about the future. And this is like, you don't have to worry about seeing these things in your dreams but not actually experiencing them anymore. You don't have to keep this feeling of waiting. It says, wow. Listen to this. Listen. You may actually be questioning aspects of your life at the moment. At the very least, you're dreaming of wider pastures, pirates with booty, imports and exports, and becoming a force to be reckoned with. Come on. If that's you, I want you to put up 3 divine feminine faces or 3 wands, or maybe if you're a divine masculine and you caught this, 3 symbols for change. I want you to put something. I want you to remember this moment. You may actually be questioning aspects of your life, and you may wish to trade with people too. If you establish the right kind of business with enough generosity, the good karma points you'll be earning will see you through. Destiny is a trip. Now we're talking. It's what's over and done with. What's gone is the need, the hope, the want for it to be here. It has arrived. You don't have to look for it anymore. You don't have to plan for it anymore. You're here. Oh, and I say that and it's 11:03, and you guys know that 311 is huge for me, and we're almost there. So, okay. We're in the now. It's finally happening. We've been waiting. Here we are. 3 years minimum. That is how long you've been hoping, wishing, praying for this. What do you need to know is coming? This is done. This season of feeling like it's all the same. You see, it's the doldrums. Everything's the same. Everything's the same. And then suddenly it's like in the movies or in TV when they look at the camera and you're like, whoa, there's just this moment of now, let's go. So what do you need to know? Look at that. Balance is coming. Temperance is coming. See the difference here? We're walking in the midst of all these things. We're dreaming, we're hoping, we're wishing. But then we come over here and there is simply peace. You know what's interesting? This is the image of the what's it called? The thumbnail. The girl was sitting, but there's actually a bridge connecting her to the moon. And there's something about this that says, well, here's what's weird, is I actually put 2 pictures over one. So it's like 2 pictures blended into one. And I'm thinking, what's missing from this is the moon. The stuff going on behind the scenes in darkness. You're no longer going to have to worry about that stuff. See, there's been so much going on in the past few years, minimum. Again, some of you, this has been going on for like 7 years. But yes, like right when I look up, I see someone said 2018, 2019. Exactly. Those were the years that the divine feminines and divine masculines were having so much freaking work done on them. And then you had the years where they were both being worked on as a couple. It was a lot of preparation. And it's like, I'm done feeling like I have to kind of, I don't know why, but I'm seeing people marching like the rat race, marching like robots through life, like everybody wants me to. I'm done with it. I'm going to the beach. I'm getting topless. Maybe I'm even going to change my hair on the way. I'm getting a couple of coconuts, and I'm about to meditate, and I'm about to breathe. I am done feeling like if I don't do this or if I don't do that. No, I just want to do what I'm supposed to do, to please divine, to be a good partner, I just want a good life, the life that I always dreamed of. And I'm so tired of telling myself I can't have it yet. I'm so tired of feeling like divine is telling me yes and no at the same time. So I am going to seek peace like I never have before. And what you need to know is coming is not the urge to seek peace. You've had that. That's been in you for years. But now it is the determination to find it, to harness it, and on the other side, the moon, right? Divine behind the scenes, setting things up to where in the moment where you finally sit down, you meditate, open your eyes from your meditation, something flows in from the water. This is telling you you are entering a season of divine alignment like never before. One where rather than you having to go against the grain to prove really to yourself that you are as divine as you know you were, that now you get to go along with divine. See, you weren't against divine before, but what you were doing was, it's almost like light speed. The reason why humans cannot travel through space right now is because we can't go fast enough to do it. Like, we could send somebody, please believe we could just send somebody out into space, but they gonna die. You know what I mean? But when we finally discover light speed, warp speed, there is this kind of, it like glued, the what is it, G-force, it just glues you to your seat and you just go forward and you're going against what I don't know physics, but it's like you're going against the stillness to create momentum. That's weird. You need engines and force and power, all these things to make that happen. Whereas now it's like you're literally on the divine wave. There is no need for an engine. Just float and you will literally be pushed from destination to destination. It's incredible because this says that maybe, oh gosh, I just felt this wave of peace wash over me. Oh man. Maybe we weren't doing anything wrong all along. Again, it doesn't take away from the mistakes that you've made. I'm sure many of you have made mistakes in the past 2, 3, 5, 7 years. I doubt anyone has been perfect. But there is something that says maybe all that time that you knew something was up, but you couldn't pin it down and you were just questioning yourself. Maybe you just didn't realize that you were going through hyperspeed to get from the earthly realm that you really didn't belong in into the heavenly realm on earth that you were supposed to exist in all along. It takes a little bit of, force and a little push to get from the darkness into the light. Whether it's or whether it's, a baby being birthed. Just think about how much pressure that takes. There's something that you get to leave behind now. And you have to ask yourself, where have I been the most off, the most out of touch? And where, if I look back, 2017, 2018, 2019, if I look back into that season of what was going on in my life around that time, what was it that I wanted to do? What was it that I was trying to experience or pursue in my life? Many of you are going to say, well, that's when I met my twin. I get that. But before that, okay, there was something you wanted. And surprisingly, you're being called back to the thing that triggered this change. Almost like you've come, wow, full circle. Oh, that's what the moon is about. Dude, it's like you've been on the dark side of the moon. This is the downloads I'm getting are like, oh, okay, all right, let me move forward. Okay, actually, I'm kind of curious. Can I just be real here? What about our divine partner? Like, if this is where we have been, again, most of the people watching this are going to be divine feminines, but maybe there's a DM out there, right? So we're not going to say this is divine masculine energy, but I will say with regards to our person, and this is tough because it doesn't just say where they've been in the past, but I kind of want to know what this means for the future. Are they moving forward with us? I mean, what if we are moving forward? We've done our job, we've done our work, but they haven't. Does that change something? Or what if they're on point? Can this tell us more? Like, can this help us understand whether they are aligned with us or not. So, okay, all right, there's a lot. It's like one card about them. I don't want to make a whole reading about them, but what do we need to know about their level of participation in all of this? Isn't this weird? Okay, so obviously these cards did not come in reverse because they're both reversed. So to me, that says I must have put them upside down and not realized it. But that's the important part. They came in reversed anyways, right? That's how they are in the reading. The world says, first of all, similar energy to the Ten of Swords, and if we're talking about completion, the end of a cycle. But it's such a different energy because it almost says that everything that they have manifested up until this point, and wow, it's 11:11. Oh, geez. Everything they've manifested up until this point will be destroyed. I don't know why, but I feel really strongly that this is where that tower and that death energy we saw, this is where it shows up. It shows up for them. And I think this says that's alignment then. But the difference is we chose to destroy. You know, like I chose to walk away from my family. My life changed after that, and Divine only confirmed it was the right thing for me to do. Mr. Lightwork didn't do that. He didn't choose to walk away from his family or, you know, fix any of the family stuff that he needs to fix. That wasn't a choice. And I think this is kind of the point. Whereas we understood that we had to tear down anything that should not stand and start fresh, they never gave up on what they were doing before. And this is where things look very different for us. Because we're coming into a clarity like we've never seen, and they're starting the whole damn journey over. Now, this is where it's good and bad. It's good because we're also starting something fresh, so maybe when in the new energy, if we're aligned, great. But I think what this also says is if they have been out of alignment and they're not ready, let's go to the full other side, we're going to know because when our tower moments hit, when our stuff happens, it doesn't kill us. It doesn't knock our whole life off. It might mess with us and trigger us, but it doesn't actually ruin everything. Their lives get ruined almost at the drop of a dime in this season. Everything falls apart for them. Everything fails. Everything they tried to manifest comes out grotesque. It is a imposter of what they really wanted. And it's kind of scary because if that is how they enter into the new season, they're going to be upside down. What I mean by that is like, there's a difference between diving into a pool and falling into a pool. And you just don't know what's going to happen in those few seconds when they go under the water. Are they going to do a belly flop and just, have you ever had that happen? Oh, it's so painful. Where every single part of your body slaps the water as it goes. It's like, there's a very different energy here. This was a slow, methodical, purposeful, intentional movement towards change on behalf of the divine feminine, for the most part, collective. For the most part, this is what we did. And it hurt. It was not easy. And then we had to sit in it and kind of wait for things to clear up. But for them, it's a different story. And I think what this says is, if your divine partner is coming along on this journey with you, be prepared that they're going to be a little bit behind. And I don't mean like treat you bad behind. I mean more so internal insecurities and confusion behind. This says that these individuals are aligned enough that they don't get left behind, but still off enough that what they have can't come to the new. They don't get to bring anything that they created into the new season. This can be tough for some divine feminines who were really relying on their person to have it together. You know, maybe some of you, it's a financial thing. You want someone to split income with, right? That makes life easier in a world where things are getting tough. For some of you, it was wanting someone sweet, kind, loving, and just supportive in your life, and them really not being as focused on you as they probably could be, I guess. There's just this sadness that comes with this energy that says, even if you guys get together, it's not going to be perfect. So focus on the fact that you're finally in reunion and not where they're at. On the other side, this says, if they are awakened, if they are willing and able to run free and remove themselves from anything that doesn't serve them, and this was the only way, was for them to manifest a way out, be prepared that they're going to come into the new season with nothing, but at least those individuals will be a little bit more on your level. They'll be a little bit more focused. They'll be a little bit more intentional about what they're releasing, and they probably won't belly flop. Now, they're still going to come into the new season naked with nothing but maybe a cloth to cover their, private areas. So they're still not coming in with anything, but they will not have the same level of insecurity that other divine counterparts may have. So, and again, if you're a divine masculine watching this, one of these rare readings where it's for everybody, I want you to translate that to how your divine feminine is acting, because most of the time you're going to have that confusion of, am I the DM or the DF? Because you're one of the rare ones. So don't get too confused by that. But most of us as divine feminines need to know that our person is going to be entering into the new season with us in a way that doesn't feel equal. But that does not mean you discount why they're there, okay? What do you need to know about, like, what did I say before? How much they're choosing to participate in all of this? You need to know that if they were willing to put in this much work to make these things happen in their old life, they will be a worthy partner. It might not be perfect at first, but they will stand firm, okay? All right. So far, so good. I'm going to go ahead and turn this over as well, because I do think that this says we don't want to look at this season and think, oh, thank God it's over. We want to look at it and say, thank God I learned how to use the sword. Thank God that I feel confident to do whatever it takes to make what I want to happen. Now I see that my divine counterpart, even if they were not necessarily divinely led in doing so, they're catching on to that as well. Maybe they can be of benefit. So when can we really expect to see the blessings of this new season? To see even the partnership showing up? To see the dreams finally turn into reality? When are we going to be able to experience these blessings? King of Wands, you have to envision it and step into it. Sit on your throne. Does this look like one of the Game of Thrones people? I never watched it. But doesn't that look like one of the guys? Or maybe even the girls. But this is a King of Wands. Maybe it's that guy. Because I'm asking that because I think that in this deck, they use like famous stuff for the court cards. I don't know. But there's something about this that says you will experience the blessings. You will experience them as soon as your vision can see them. Now that's deep. That says divine is actually putting a lot of power into our hands, probably into our wand, into our staff. You see the world on top, right? We've seen that before. In the Two of Wands, he holds a world and he holds a staff. And there was another card, I think, in this deck where the divine feminine had like a staff and it had a circle on the top of it. And it was like, that was the missing piece. That was the part that the divine masculines didn't quite understand. It's almost like here, what they're missing is that you got to put these two wands together to like screw it together to make the full staff. And then you have to put the world on top. It's like, you can see that they're almost dealing with viewing the downloads they receive in a very abstract way. And this says, divine feminine, you have had this vision for years. You have wanted this. And now the difference is you actually have a lot more information available to you. Whether it's your person, like you know who's going to be by your side, whether it's the twin flame part, like, oh my gosh, I now understand that this is a sacred bond. And I have, again, it can be challenging because it's like, take what resonates, but I still have a lot of information that I can pull from. Maybe it's just knowing yourself. So now you've had this vision, like I had the vision of, writing books. So it's like, okay, I've finally written the books. My audiobook is almost complete. This was the dream, wasn't the writing the books. The dream was the books were already written and I was able to do something with them. And for me, I'm coming to a point where I finally feel like, oh, that dream I had for like pretty much my whole life, but one that I really saw. Oh, I'm sorry, my brain is just exploding. Oh my gosh, I just had a download. Sorry. I just realized that I told you guys I have a different book series. This book series was born in 2015. Oh, I'm freaking out a little bit. Anyways, back to you. So I believe what this says is see it. Remember what you wanted. Remember the emperor energy we saw early on? And I think it said, listen, you have to take authority in your life. You have to believe divine gave you the authority. Well, that emperor energy also stands for leadership. Taking the lead, taking control in the moment of what has been given to you to control. And I believe this is telling you something very important about your divine masculine that many will miss. Because this is not just a reading for divine feminines. This is for the collective. So this says, when can the divine masculine expect to see their blessings? When they take their staff. We're the staff. We're the divine spark, the rod of inspiration in their life. Do you understand that this says, before you assume that if they come in and they're a little topsy-turvy because they hit the water just a little wrong and they've got the Tweety bird above their head, just because they came in like this does not mean that divine cannot show this, I hate to say it, but divine turnaround. So divine feminine, divine masculine, the lesson is the same. See the vision, think about what it is that has changed. Why, Grace, why'd you bring up your book? Was this like a plug? No, because in 2015, 2016, 2017, all the way through to 2022, the books were just this idea, this vision, this thought of what could be, of what I wanted to do. But now, back in 2015, I had no idea about self-publishing. In fact, back in 2015, self-publishing was not even this easy. Back in 2020, I really did not have a full understanding of what it meant to be an author. I had written a book, but I hid it on my computer. A completely different series from this because I was terrified. See, not only do I have more information now, but I'm different. I have more experience. I've done it. So what this says is it's time to refine your vision. As soon as you decide that this energy that God is sending and saying, here you go, here's your blessing, here's your energy of abundance. As soon as you decide and say, it's mine, I claim it. This is my season. This is the time. I knew that this was the season and this was the time, but I started doubting because it kind of felt like maybe I was being told no. I felt good, but it just seemed like everything around me was saying no. No. You just missed the memo. You had your attention on all the things that were going to hold you back because in the past, you were used to kind of Seven of Swords, right? Having to keep your wand out like, hey, stay away from me and my dreams. Get out of here. Get off my property. Get off my land. That was how you had to be. Now, you're not going against the grain. You're not in the time warp being glued to your divine seat. You are in the divine flow. Things happen differently in the divine flow. And when you decide to take ownership, to lead your own self through, suddenly the light worker support is there. Hold on, let's look at the book. Where is it? A natural born leader and problem solver, the King of Wands thrives by enlisting the help of others around him. He is a visionary with a goal-oriented mind. Approach any challenge that presents itself with confidence and control. What did I freaking tell you guys? Overcoming obstacles, commitment, strategy, success, and vision. And commitment, you guys, remember, this is also the husband card. So this is not just talking about you committing to your light work, but this is also talking about the deeper commitment that is required for someone who understands that they have much to do. What is it they say? Who has great power comes, or with great power comes great responsibility? Typically, Now, again, if we think about like the current monarch in England, maybe this is different, right? But typically, when someone wanted to, connect their kingdoms, they would bring together a marriage and it would be a powerful alliance. And this is someone who understands that alliances are necessary in order for us to achieve this goal. See, I think what the divine masculine or perhaps divine feminines, right? But for the most part, this is probably representing DM energy. What they had to learn was that they did not need too much. They did not need all this stuff they kept telling themselves they needed to succeed. All they needed was one freaking person in their life who could stand by their side when they were feeling like crap and say, you can do this. Someone who could stand by their side when they were making a mistake and say, do you think that's a good idea? Someone who could stand by their side and love them when there was nothing else to do but love them. And they never had that. If they were lucky to experience it from you, that made it even worse because then they tried to go through this old season without you, not understanding why it wasn't effing working. Now this says both partners have to stand firm in the understanding that what they have to do will not be built alone. But they have to start somewhere. Not with necessarily building. For some of you, you don't even have the vision. No one's asking you to build anything. You just need to see it. But you'll know. I know for a fact mine goes far beyond vision. And many of you will say, no, Grace, I know, me too. But some of you, you're like, no, I got to start with step one. Divine will meet you there. That's the difference in this new season. In the season of balance, you do not have to go forward 10 steps and get knocked back 40 to feel like you're moving. That's not how it works anymore. This is a bit intense because I feel this sense of relief, like this collective wash of peace, but I also feel the urgency that says, okay, so what am I supposed to do with this? Like, is this really it, Grace? Are you sure it's now? Because I really want to do this now, but I don't want to mess anything up. And it's like, okay, how, if we know to expect it, like when we have the vision, we can walk into it. What does it look like? Like, how can we be sure that the vision is true, is sound? Oh, reflection, the Six of Cups. And if you remember, the Six of Cups came up before and it was talking about memories. And remember, again, this is not a joke. I'm so serious right now. You have to look back. You have to look back to when this started. Was it 2015, 17, 18, 19? Was it 21, 22? When did this start? And what were you doing in that time? Because the answer is there. Hold on, let's see what it says in the book. Going this way. No, we're going this way. Uh-oh. Nostalgia may have you in its sticky grip. It can be one thing to muse on the past because you've got some reassessing to do. Okay, look back and work out what you need to resolve. But splashing around in regret's murky waters will only bring you down. And what are you really going to do about it? Look at how much you've changed. Look at this. Dreams of change, reflection. And this is a Three of Wands, but it looks like the Three of Cups, like the dancing ladies. So I'm just kind of like, what's going on here? Don't beat yourself up for past mistakes. You're not the only one with red marks on the scorecard of life. Improve yourself in the present moment. Wow. What does abundance look like? First and foremost, developing the attitude of gratitude. That's number one. Because some people are not going to be able to look back until they can look at this moment and say, look at all I have. So think about the looking into the cupboard as a reflection of what you have already. So maybe she's feeling sad this day because she thinks about how, when she was growing up, all she ever dreamed about was having a cupboard full of beautiful coffee cups. And she's been really sad lately because she broke that one coffee cup and then her ex-boyfriend broke the other coffee cup and now she only has 6 coffee cups. And every time she opens it, she looks in the cupboard and she goes, I remember when I had it. It was right there. Oh, oh. But then something happens. She enters the new season and she thinks, I remember when I didn't have any damn coffee cups, nor did I have my own cupboard, and I didn't even think it was effing possible for me to be here. And I just realized back a few years ago, I wanted to do a damn pottery class where I could learn how to make my own damn cups. What is wrong with me? And there's this moment of, ah, I have been having a damn pity party for no reason. I've been so sad, and there's so much around me that I prayed for so long, and maybe I wasn't taking it for granted, but I sure didn't notice. It's like I forgot. Some of you are like, Grace, why you always doing this, Grace? Huh? But I think that there are some of you who say, I don't think this is the life that I prayed for. But I do remember when there was a point where I knew that I could have it. In fact, I have the vision. I know what it looks like. I know I could picture every single cup in the cupboard of my beautiful house and my blah, blah. I can see in my dress. I can see everything. And I don't know why I forgot that vision. I don't know what happened to make me lose myself. So this says the dreams of change, the things that you wanted to see, overwhelmed you so much after not happening when they were supposed to, that after a while you just started to lose it. And you forgot that you were sitting on a throne at all. It just felt like a chair. And your staff, you didn't feel powerful. It didn't feel like a magic wand. It just felt like a stick. And you felt like a little silly kid. And as magical as you wanted life to be, nothing really felt magical. But lately there's just this itch. Again, like I have to do something different. Something has to give. And suddenly you feel like it's possible, but you still think maybe divine is telling me no. So I want to pull one more message for you here. Why now? Why now? What are we missing about right now in this moment? What can give us the reassurance that we need, the discernment we need to do this reflection? What can help us see the vision? If this is what abundance looks like, is our own dreams of it. And this is how we're supposed to make this happen. See the vision. What can divine do to help us make sense of it all before we step forward? Dearest you, do you ever wonder whether your ideas and inspiration might be coming through your soul rather than generated from your mind alone? We are here to tell you we are always whispering in your ear about your highest good. We are conduits for spirit, letting you know you are a living channel for this awesome co-creative energy. When you're feeling inspired, it means you heard us. Inspiration means spirit is breathing through you. Inspiration needs your human passion to keep it going so that you can make a difference in the world. So keep moving on what inspires you. Let yourself be led into new experiences and know that this is why you are on the earth. Your purpose is to discover your spirited nature and to bring forth through your efforts whatever is meant to be. Wondrous miracles have a way of showing up when you let inspiration propel you forward. Let me read that last sentence one more time. Wondrous miracles have a way of showing up when you let inspiration propel you forward. You want to talk about letting inspiration, that King of Wands, that divine inspiration that we are? You guys, I'm going to hold this up. Maybe, let me see if I can get it where you can screenshot it. Is that okay? I don't want it to be like so crooked, but this is the best I can do. Some of you might want to check this out. Some of you might want to think about the fact that you guys know how I am. I am a coach. People don't want to be coached when they're thinking about where's my person. And yet I still, 3 years later, I'm still doing the same coaching. So if you sit through a reading from me and you know how I can be, and you know the things that I can say that can rub you the wrong way as you're trying to get through, and you still sat through this message, that to me already says you're doing something. Not because I'm so special, but because I know that some of the things that we talk about to aid in your ascension can be things you don't want to hear at first. So it's not really about me. It's about the fact that you put up with what divine wants to get through to you. And you, for some reason, don't see that that alone is huge. You sit through a reading where I tell you this isn't about reunion or about love, and you listen to it anyways. You get all the way to the end. Look into the mirror, my friend. Your soul seeks to know the truth so that you may be the best you can be. That's not how most people think or operate. Even in this tarot world, people don't want to change. They don't want to be better. They want to know when their person is coming. They want to know when their money is coming. They want to know when they're going to have a baby. There's a very specific set of questions, standard things that people are used to hearing about. So for you to come here and listen to a reading and know that without a shadow of a doubt that you have been working your ass off for years and you're starting to question things and you're hearing Grace talk about belly flops and then we're talking about murky water and you see the signs and you see the sinks and you still wonder if divine really has a blessing in store for you, honey, you probably don't even know how amazing you are, what's coming your way. You probably have no idea because you are so insecure about how dope you are. You have no idea. That's why you feel confused, even though you know you've done the work. That's why you think maybe I'm on the wrong path, even though without a shadow of a doubt, you know you're on the right one. Because you refuse to see who you are. You refuse to see how fucking amazing you are. You refuse to believe that divine would really bring you this kind of blessings and abundance. And some of you, without even realizing it, have tied your worth to reunion. So every time that deadline passes and your person doesn't call or come around, you say, yeah, see, I don't deserve what God wants to give me. I don't deserve anything divine has for me because if I can't even manifest union, who am I? That's not, blah, 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 blah. What are you even saying? You are amazing. You are so dope. And your vision, the clarity that you are about to have, what you are about to put forth, you know why you're going to succeed? Because you're that much more strong, that much older and wiser. You are so much farther along than you give yourself credit for. But you also forget that you are divines. Not only are you divine, but you belong to divine. And God don't make no mistakes, honey. This is the season of wild and crazy things. This next few months of our existence, I know that the next 8 years, like I'm really just excited. I'm like, let's do this, okay? But it's almost like I get to watch the whole baby get made. That sounded weird, like I'm watching porn. But you know what I mean? Like it's like I get to stand on the sidelines from before it even happens. It's like I get to go on the set of a movie. And not only do I get to be in the writer's room, I get to be in the casting room, I get to be on the set, I get to go to the premiere, I get to go watch it in the houses and movie theaters of all the people watching it. I get to see it all. That is what your divine vision is like. That is what you are about to experience. And all you have to do is allow yourself to be inspired by the old inspiration, by the things you used to do, the things you used to dream of, and what remains. When you shed everything that doesn't matter, when you sit down and focus only on what you really, really care about, grab a hold of that and say, how can I, whether it's I need to make money. I know some people in this community get real sensitive about it, whether it's because you've been triggered and hearing about money makes you think, oh, this is an evil place. Money is evil. Or it's because you've never had any And even thinking about having to get some is like, it's impossible. Why would you want me to think? No. But some of you outright are like, no, Grace, I need it. I need to be able to survive. I want to be able to help people. I want to be able to do the thing I love and get paid for it like every other normal person does. You can do that. Don't let the spiritual community lie to you and tell you, how do those people survive? How do those people live? How do those people do? They are doing something. You can figure that out too. You can say, what do I have to offer the world that has real value, that can help people? That is what you crave. That is what you desire most. The truth is, when you get into reunion, you stop caring about wanting and needing a partner. Then you go right back to, where is the passion of my soul? And I really believe this is a time where you are going to be supported as you move forward with those passions. And all you have to do, your only job right now, is simply to step in, put those shoes on, look forward and say, I'm here to do this. I was sent here to do this, and I'm not going anywhere until it's done. When you decide that what it is that you want to do is yours for the taking, for the making, for the creation, then you no longer will question, is this real? Is it now? Is it? You will simply know, this was what I was born to do. That is the problem of associating your worth or your purpose and passion with a person rather than your gifting and how to use that in the world. And many of you, if not most of you, all of you that got to the end of this reading are recognizing now that reunion will come. My person is coming. I also have so much that I need to do, and I can no longer sit around moping. I can no longer sit around wondering. I can no longer sit around questioning. I am going to go forward with balance, with purpose, with intention. And I know that I will be supported now, and my counterpart will be as well. If they so choose, they also have the option to walk this path. Divine will not deny anyone who says, here I am, I would like to go. I would like to help. Believe in yourself. Stop thinking that it's not going to happen because it took so damn long. You're not the only one who's been wondering. Even me. Oh, but Grace, you already do your light work. You do your channel. You've got your books. What you think? You're going to hit that level too. You're going to hit a level in your light work where it's like, okay, now what? You're going to hit the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one. You're going to have your things too. And you're going to go, oh crap, I got to go up another level every time. So trust where you are and know divine did not bring you here to push you aside and say, just kidding. Haha, shame on you. You trusted that? You believe that? You fool. That is not divine. Okay, this is not a movie. This is not a TV show. This divine is not quippy and witty and sarcastic, you guys. Divine is love. And that love is here to save us from ourselves, from our fears. That love is here to elevate and glorify us simply so that we can do good things because we desire it. You know who gets the money, truly? Other than like the evil forces or whatever, if you want to talk about that. But you know who gets the money? The people who don't desire it just to have it. The people who desire it to give it. You know who gets the gifts and the talents? The people who desire to inspire with it. Look at your heart. Look at what you really want to do and recognize divine could never say no to that. Okay? You are too dope to believe any more lies, even your own. You are too dope to continue forward thinking you're not going to be given what you desire. Those desires were placed in you for such a time as this so that you would say, maybe I should develop that course. Maybe I should start that channel. Maybe I should make that phone call. Maybe I should apply to that job for now. Do you understand? This moment. One more time for the people in the back. You got this, okay? Look, you guys, I got to get going. If you need me, if you need Mr. Lightwork, we are here. Again, phone call special, tarot phone calls, tarot, what is it? Phone reading, whatever. Exclusives, regular readings. I don't know if you know this, but you can get a personalized regular reading from me. You don't have to talk on the phone if you don't want to. If you're shy, you can just get a recorded one that you can watch anytime you want, okay? So again, there is a link. My website is thefierygrace.com. If you watch this later, you can go to the comments, click, 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 click around. I just want to look at these really quick and then I'm going to be done, okay? Again, we saw the Six of Cups in every deck now, except this one, I think. No, this is this one. Except, oh no, we did, because this one doesn't have cups. This one doesn't have suits. So we saw the Six of Cups in every single one. Wow, with the Hierophant, it's 11. The lamb, I don't know. I know that's a deer, but it's making me think of like a lion and a lamb for some reason. And I think this just says that whatever you're meant to do here, whatever is going to happen next, you have to be, what does it say? Oh, I'm losing it. It's something like be as kind as doves, but as wise as serpents. Oh my gosh, I'm losing. I don't even know. I think that's from the Bible. Y'all, sometimes I get stuff in my head when I'm trying to say other stuff, and I'm like, I don't know. So I'm pretty sure this is just asking you not to go into the situation being foolish, to be discerning, but also not to go into the situation with the same old mindset that you've had. Trust that divine has brought you here in power, okay? In grace and power. What else? Oh my gosh. The Six of Cups and then the Lovers. And I think this says that for you as an individual, this is how you need to be, but you need to understand that this is a blessing for your divine sacred relationship, for your partnership. What do you need to know? That tower that you've been so afraid of is actually the initiation of something good. Trust it. Trust it. That's 21, right? Is that? No, 22. Ooh, Master Builder. And the Hermit, the wisdom of solitude, brings you purposeful action. Trust this spirit, trust this time that you have had, and know that now that it is time to move into the new energy, you have everything you've needed. You may not believe it, but you do. And I'm just going to read something random off of this. Maybe the last line. When you tell the truth and ask the same of others, you can learn a lot from life's bountiful lessons and achieve your dreams. Wow. It's taking the leap itself that's the point. Don't worry about the outcome. Spirit's got that covered. You guys, couldn't have said it any better. This is completely amazing. Such a divine reading. Thank you to everybody that has liked it. Over 200 people have liked it so far. That's beautiful. I don't even think I had to ask. So shout out to the mods if you guys were in the chat keeping this. Yes, I see you. Thank you, Lanice. You guys are so freaking awesome. I love you. I love you. I love you. I hope that whatever you need, that you are getting it from us. We are expanding finally. You know those channels we created like 2 years ago and then told you about like a year ago? They're finally open. We have a love letter channel now. Mr. Lightwork is now doing purely live answers, like personal live readings on the live sessions. I don't know what those are called, like donation readings, or I don't know what they're typically called in the tarot world, but Mr. Lightwork is now really excited to be offering those on the ASCENT live channel. There's a lot going on, and we're just hoping that we can be here for you because, again, these next few months, I've been saying it, but it's going down, and we just want to make sure that whatever you need, we got you. So hit us up if you do need anything else. And again, if you're looking for personal one-on-one sessions, my website is thefierygrace.com. All of the links you need to know are in the description and in the comment on the bottom of every video. So that's everything, right, Grace? Yes, Grace, that's everything. Oh, ha, 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 ha. Okay. Is that everything, Grace, for real? Yes. Thank you for leaving your merch, or for getting our merch. And, oh, don't forget that at the end of every reading, you leave your comment signature and you get a chance to win a free reading at the end of every month. Okay? So don't forget your comment signature. And if you made it all the way to the end, because you love hanging out with me so much, I want you to leave an emoji that describes your light work. Okay? So in one comment, we have our comment signature, and in a separate comment, we're going to leave some emoji story or one emoji, whatever, that describes our light work, what we're here to do, and what it is that we're going to be refining our vision about. Okay? All right. I love you. I'm out of here for real this time. Peace.